The far-right group known as the Proud Boys recently revealed that its members are only allowed to masturbate once every 30 days. And something tells me that when they do, they're thinking about Donald Trump. Welcome to the Melissa J Show. My name is Melissa J, and we are coming to you live from our studios here in scenic Los Angeles, California, where it costs $5,000 to live in a shoebox. And I should probably introduce my adorable little roommate in my tiny little shoebox. This is Melissa J. Jr., who is also the lead photographer here at the Melissa J. Show. And make sure you stick around until the end of the episode, because we have a surprise political announcement that will solve the abortion problem in this country once and for all. And in fact, here's a picture that Melissa J. Jr. took of our surprise political announcement. What could it be? You'll just have to wait and see. But for now, we are starting out the show with news about former president and right-wing sexual fantasy Donald Trump, who recently gave a speech at the annual convention of the National Rifle Association, where he spoke out in favor of unlimited Second Amendment rights. But ironically, guns were not allowed in the room when he gave the speech because guns are dangerous when it comes to him. And in some local news, the West Hollywood City Council recently voted in favor of extending alcohol sales and keeping bars open until 4 a.m. Yes, keeping bars open until 4 in the morning in a heavily armed place like Los Angeles, what could go wrong? But the new ordinance would also give Melissa J. Jr. more time to water the local fire hydrants. In other news, Canadian commentator Jordan Peterson recently criticized Sports Illustrated for putting plus-sized model Yumi Nu on the cover of their swimsuit edition, saying that she was, quote, not beautiful. Yes, there's nothing like listening to a lecture on beauty from someone who looks like this. Hey, Jordan Peterson, if I ever want to have sex with an ashtray, you'll be the first person I'll call. But in the meantime, on behalf of all women, shut the F up about women's bodies. Because some of us happen to be very attracted to women with curves. In fact, if it were up to me, I would be a plus-sized female. But since my comedy is so terrible, I can only afford to eat once a day. So by default, I'm a starving artist who looks like a matchstick with 2 marbles glued onto it. I'm not skinny. I'm not funny is a much better way to describe it. But before we move on to the next story, I would like to personally say thank you to the editors of Sports Illustrated for understanding what real beauty is all about. Moving along to some political news, the Supreme Court recently announced that the Environmental Protection Agency does not have the power to limit dangerous greenhouse gases which are warming the planet at an alarming rate. Because according to the new Supreme Court, abortion is murder, but apparently extinction is not. And on that note, it's time for our surprise political announcement. I know that a lot of you are worried about the new conservative Supreme Court and the devastating impacts of some of the recent decisions they've made, and I have a solution to the problem. I am running for Supreme Court. Yes, this fall in the midterm elections, I am asking everyone to vote for me, Melissa J., to become the newest justice on the Supreme Court. And screw the issues. The only reason I'm going there is to judge the other judges. I'm going to judge them on what they're wearing, what they're driving, where they went to law school, because I live in Los Angeles and no one knows how to pass judgment the way that we do. Now I know what everyone is thinking. Supreme Court justices are appointed by the president. They are not elected officials and they are not on the ballot, so there's no way that I can win. But the way I'm looking at it, there's no way I can lose, because no one will be able to get more votes than me. I'm running unopposed. And anyone else who tries to run for Supreme Court justice is a hack and a joke thief who needs to learn how to write their own material. But speaking of stealing other people's ideas, wait until you see my Stop the Steal rally. If I'm not elected, it's going to be even wilder than Trump's. But I am telling everyone who comes to my Stop the Steal rally, don't bring weapons, bring drugs. Because you don't overthrow the government with rifles, you do it with LSD. And to some of our younger viewers who don't get that joke, ask your grandparents what acid is. Then ask them if they can get you some. Because in my opinion, it's something that your generation needs to do more of. And to everyone watching at home, thank you so much for your time. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the like button and leave a comment in the comments section. We would love to hear from you. But most important of all, don't forget to vote for me, Melissa J., for Supreme Court.